Hi everyone, and welcome to this edition of Fika's Morning Brew. On our last episode, we went back to the basics of Medicare where we discussed Part A. So when continuing with the theme of Medicare basics, today I'm going to cover Medicare Part B. However, if you missed our last video on Part A, I would encourage you to click the link below and watch that video first, as it'll help you to better understand the material that we're going to be covering in today's episode. Like I said, today we're going to be covering a lot about Medicare Part B, including who qualifies for the program, what is the Part B premium, what does Part B cover, and so much more. So stay tuned. After the intro, we're going to dive right in. Hey guys, and welcome back. I'm Chris Johnson, founder and president of Fika Insurance Group. I'm a licensed professional in the insurance industry and have been helping people just like yourself for over 10 years. For those of you that don't know, the Fika Morning Brew video series is created to help consumers like yourself better understand and navigate the complicated world of insurance. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. This will help support and grow our channel. You can also feel free to click the like button if you find this content to be useful. Additionally, here at Fika, we love to hear your thoughts. So be sure to leave us your feedback and comments below, and we'll answer any questions that you may have. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's jump in. As we discussed in our last video, there are a few pieces to the Medicare alphabet, right? Or what I like to refer to as the ABCs of Medicare. For today's purposes, we're going to dive in deep to Medicare Part B. So let me give you a little backstory on the history of Medicare itself. Medicare was created in 1965, and there were two parts offered. First, there was Part A, which is considered hospital insurance, and Part B, which is considered medical insurance. Now, the qualifications for these initial programs were fairly simple, and they haven't changed much as it pertains to Part B. Individuals who are 65 or older, who are U.S. citizens or permanent legal residents, are eligible to enroll. However, it's important to note that some people under the age of 65, if they have certain disabilities like Lou Gehrig's disease or end-stage renal disease, may also be entitled to enroll into Part B. Now moving on, let's jump into the most important question and one we often get here at our company, and that is, what is the cost of Part B? Now, as you'll see on the screen, this chart will help you to better understand the monthly costs that are associated with your Part B enrollment and how income plays a large part on what you may pay. Now, unlike Part A, which for most people don't have a premium, most of you will pay a monthly premium for Part B, which at the time of this recording in 2022, the standard Part B premium is $170.10 per month. However, if your modified adjusted gross income is above a certain amount, you will have an additional charge. This is known as the related monthly adjustment amount. On a side note, concerning this upcharge, it will not be based on your current year's income, but instead the past 2 years. For example, if you go into Part B in 2022, your premium will be based on your 2020 tax returns. Now, one of the most common questions we get here at Fika Insurance as it pertains to original Medicare is, what does Part B cover? Well, as mentioned, Part B is also known as medical insurance and is the most widely used benefit when you think about original Medicare. Essentially, Part B covers two main categories: medically necessary services, which are services or supplies that are needed to diagnose or treat a medical condition. Another category is preventive services. These are healthcare services that are meant to prevent illness or detect it at a very early stage when treatment is most likely to work best for you. For medically necessary services, there are many things that are covered, and it's hard to list them all here in this video. But you can break them down into medically necessary services based on categories. It can include things like doctor and other healthcare provider services, durable medical equipment, diagnostic testing and imaging, outpatient hospital-related services, therapy, emergency or urgent care, and chemotherapy and dialysis. Now, up until 2010, Medicare had limited benefits for preventative services and would focus more on its coverage for treating acute and chronic conditions that you were already dealing with. However, with the passage of the Affordable Care Act, Medicare now covers a wide array of preventive services. Now, you can find out more about these services by visiting www.medicare.gov/coverage/preventive screening services. Now, did you know that after someone has been on Part B for 12 months, Medicare will cover what's known as a yearly wellness visit? Now, this will look a lot like a physical to you, but it's more of an in-person health assessment that's performed in a doctor's office setting. Now, as a part of this wellness visit, the doctor may review your medical and family history, review your providers and current prescriptions, check your height and weight and other routine measurements, even give personalized health advice, and review a list of maybe risk factors and treatment options for those conditions. He or she may also perform a cognitive assessment to check for signs of dementia. So, while it may not be a full physical, it's important to have this done on a yearly basis. Now, before we move to our next section, there's one last thing that I want you to be aware of as it pertains to your Part B coverage, and that is the additional resources that you have available to you. You can research for tests and services and other items on Medicare's website to see what's covered and what criteria maybe need to be met before those services are covered. Now, you can visit that website at www.medicare.gov/coverage. In addition, Medicare has recently released their What's Covered app for smart devices. This is where you can go and easily search for those tests and services on the go. It can be downloaded via the Apple Store or the Google Play Store. Okay, now let's discuss the other costs that are associated with having Part B coverage. Now, the good thing is that the costs associated with Medicare Part B are pretty straightforward. There are 3 items that you need to be aware of, though, when it comes to cost. Number 1 is the deductible. This applies and resets each calendar year and may change from year to year. For example, last year in 2021, the deductible was $203. However, in 2022, that deductible was raised to $233. Now, the second thing you need to be aware of as it pertains to cost is something called coinsurance. Now, this is the amount that you'll have to pay each time you have a service performed after you meet your deductible. This amount is currently 20% of any Medicare costs that are approved. Now, the third thing that you need to be aware of is something called Part B excess charges. And what that is these charges are associated with doctors who accept Medicare but do not accept Medicare assignment as their payment. Therefore, they're allowed to charge you up to 15% more than the Medicare approved amount. And the bad news is you're 100% responsible for paying these amounts. However, the best way to avoid these charges is to make sure that your provider not only accepts Medicare, but accepts Medicare assignment. And you can verify this at medicare.gov/care compare and look for the dollar indicator. There's a dollar sign beside the provider's name. If the dollar sign's there, that means they accept Medicare assignment, therefore there will be no excess charges. Now, as we close out today's show, I do want to mention that there are some instances where avoiding these Part B excess charges may be unavoidable. And in that case, you may choose to have a Medicare supplement that covers these charges, or even possibly a Medicare Advantage, which does not allow for what's called balanced billing, which is the excess charges. We'll be doing videos on both Medicare supplements and Advantage plans in the near future to better explain this. However, in the meantime, please don't hesitate to contact us if you have any immediate questions or concerns about your insurance. Rest assured that my team and I here at Fika Insurance Group are happy to help simplify this entire process. As an independent insurance agency, we're licensed and appointed with all the top insurance carriers. And the best part about our services is they're 100% no cost to you. So please don't hesitate to reach out to us should you have any questions. Our telephone number is 864-397-8866, or you can drop us an email at medicare@fikainsurance.com. Or leave your questions below, guys, and we'll be happy to respond. Thanks again for watching, and I hope that you learned a little bit more about Medicare Part B. Until next time, grab that cup of coffee, relax, and enjoy life with your friends and family, knowing that Fika Insurance has you covered.